Alicorp has undergone significant shifts on multiple fronts over the past 1 to 2 years. Rollout of sweeping new technology changes, SAP customer database, acquisition of new business across product lines and geographies. Production during change challenge, where agile decision-making to reorient direction must occur as often as each month. The reality is, none of us get to focus on a single element of change in a vacuum. We are a large, multifaceted organization, which means there are maybe multiple change factors influencing each other at any given time across permeable lines. Because of this, we will be looking at recent change evolution broadly and generally within Alicorp, rather than at individual cases. We are going to hear from VPs on their perspective regarding these key shifts in Alicorp. Consider how what you're learning in this session could be applied to similar situations moving forward. There are certain key themes that are relevant to our current state of affairs at Alicorp. We'll cover these themes in the following slides. In the recent past, we've seen some intentional and very ambitious functional shifts. For example, our recent implementation of SAP for HANA is a significant effort that will make us more effective, efficient, and agile for years to come. This is one of the greatest transformations in the history of our business. We've also seen immediate necessary functional shifts and have recognized that in a change challenge, we need to be capable of both commercial, refocus, and caring for our employees. An innovative, agile approach to this kind of change means not being locked into pre-challenge production or functional habits. How can we've learned from both planned and unplanned large-scale change be applied to the future for the best results? There are two sides of how we manage our business in a period of transformational change. In situations of both planned and immediate change, we've had to examine the dichotomy between producing and caring for our employees and customers. And it's critical that we be capable of evolving beyond how we managed change in the past. For example, as this is a multifunctional challenge, our organization tried managing change through productive-centered groups comprised of individual functions, HR, finance, etc. But the lessons learned from that experience were that separating change management working groups along functional lines hindered their ability to understand the needs of other areas, because change crosses all lines. Change management working groups should be kept integrated and be built according to process, not area. The reality is, we must be agile enough to adapt. Prior to a change challenge with product offerings, you develop more to grow and customize according to clients. This means alignment with commercial, marketing, and distribution is sequential. However, when you're in the midst of a change challenge, you produce what you can produce. Sales need to not demand so much from the producers and must sell what is available for production. How to rearrange production at this juncture? There's an increased need for consumer elasticity, as customers cannot always find the exact goods they need. After this period of intense transformational change, a question we must all ask ourselves is, how might we better reorganize the product arena so that we can face any kind of change or emergency situation in the future? What necessary changes that we've made mid-challenge should in some form remain post-challenge? It's also important to note that planning as an articulator should generate bridges between different areas of the company. During a change challenge, there need to be realistic understanding of pacing for internal control reports. Our employees are forced to make decisions day by day in response to current constraints. There are numerous new protocols that they must enact during a change challenge. All of this add significant challenges and stress to their work. The point is not to abandon audits. The point is to trust employees' ability to identify the most urgent needs and support them in their work during an emergency. Something you must consider: how can you reframe your mission during a change challenge to help others fulfill their goals? There needs to be realistic understanding of pacing for internal control reports. There are numerous new protocols that they must enact during a change challenge. All of this adds significant challenges and stress to their work. The point is not to abandon audits. The point is to trust employees' ability to identify the most urgent needs and support them in their work during an emergency. It is critical that we consider the long-term consequences of our decisions and are prepared. One example is how we approach COVID-19 testing for operators. Our initial approach. Our first reaction was to look out for the safety of our employers and customers. This is the right instinct, but the manner in which it was executed had complex results. The initial reaction was to test as many operators as possible. Many of these operators tested positive. However, as it turned out, because it was still early in the testing kit manufacturing timeline, numerous tests were false positive. But because it was impossible to immediately know which were faulty, those employees had to be temporarily removed from the work stream regardless. So, a best practice learning for the future was to focus on symptomatic employees, take temperatures, and add other screening protocols for who should be tested. Maybe this early approach is why so many operators were not sick in the long run. Lesson learned: it's key that we take enough time to reflect on decisions and not just react, so that our organization will be better prepared to handle the situation. The reality is that when many employees are removed from the workforce, the organization may not be able to get necessary work done. Alicorp's products are a necessity for the country and region, so if you restrict the business, it has an impact on people's basic ability to feed themselves. Reducing producing power didn't just impact Alicorp as a business, it has an impact on the country and region. Bottom line: you do want to take care of employees, but you also have to account for the big picture. What happens if all workers go away? It's not a bad decision to test. You have to be decisive in an emergency with how you make decisions quickly. You don't have to make the first decision. Now, let's look at key themes in this second case. It's critical that we as an organization balance the challenges of an essential business with the alignment of our organization. Starting from the quarantine decreed by the government to contain the spread of COVID-19 since March 16, Alicorp's industry was classified as essential. This means that we as a company faced specific challenges. On the one hand, we must supply the country region with food plus personal and household care products. Some of these products are new to Alicorp due to recent acquisitions. On the other hand, we must take care of our operators and facilities. Our organization was not initially prepared to face this new reality. While this is a reality of our business, we must also prioritize the alignment of our organization. The problem now facing Alicorp is aligning the organization to deal with this change emergency in the most efficient way possible. We do not face the market looking solely at how to help the organization be more productive. We must also reduce the stress of the business as usual itself. This is a challenge that the organization must face not only in Peru, but also in all operations abroad. What do you think are our most impacted segments of business? How do you know this? What would you do to maintain alignment across the organization, accounting for the parts of our business most severely affected? In integration, nothing is simple. It may start with, you are now part of Alicorp and must do things a certain way. But many integrated companies have years of their own history and habits. There is no one version of what a change challenge looks like, but there may sometimes be commonalities between very different periods of transformational change. The realities of COVID-19 and integration may have some elements in common, i.e., the commercial area may previously lead, but in a shifted paradigm production must lead. The integration of a new company during change may involve challenges, and there are insights to be gained from doing so. Remember, Alicorp doesn't acquire organization to dismantle everything about them that made them successful. Keep in mind the importance of having a global mindset, understanding different styles, and appreciating the new added value that can come with an integration. There are notable insights to be gained from the integration of new organizations. These insights may be applied in future change challenges. Let's look at one specific perspective. For example, achieving disinfection is not always enough for quality perception of a cleaning product. A product that makes surfaces look clean and that smell clean is so crucial, especially during a change challenge that requires people spending much more time at home. Yes, customer will always prioritize food as an essential product, but in a change challenge that forces a shift in habits, other products that make these changes more tolerable and even enjoyable rise in consumer priority. In integration, as in all things, we must balance between being the leader and follower. Integration involves companies of different sizes. Some of these companies are leaders in their products, some are not. Alicorp is used to being a leader in ours. All new business come with new customers. New business equal change. We must proactively, not reactively, learn to understand these new customers and become product leaders in whatever new offering we've acquired. Direct-to-consumer sales must remain strong, even as we experience the change of abruptly new product lines. New business, new consumers, new ways of managing. Through integration, we must follow the expertise of successful product lines and learn to lead them toward future gains. In an integration, there are new product lines. Alicorp now has numerous cleaning products within the company due to recent acquisitions. Alicorp must understand not just how these products are prioritized by customers, but how they tie into social behaviors in and outside of a change challenge.